Hello, here's my vlog for the 30th. 12:30. I was working until 7. I was working on the Battle of Alesia before. I'm Google Earthing the Gallic Wars based off of Julius Caesar's book, and I was working on the Battle of Alesia, and for a few days, but then I decided I wanted to know for sure how many troops Julius Caesar had, so I decided to just start at the beginning of book 7, because the Battle of Alesia is at the end of book 8, and just trace everything, Google Earth everything from then until I find how many troops he has, until it leads up to Battle of Alesia. And he did mention at one point that he had 10 legions and then 10,000 ADUE. But then the ADUE revolted, but then they came back. So, yeah, and then I got to the siege of Avaricum, and he was talking about these siege engines and these ramps he made. So I finished this morning just reading through, trying to just read through without building stuff until I get to the Battle of Avaricum. I kind of got stuck at the Battle of Alesia because I still need to decide exactly how tall I want to make the siege towers. I control F tower for all of the books that Julius Caesar wrote. He wrote like 4 of them. And in the War of Alexandria, he's mentioned that there were 2 towers they were carting around the city that were 10 stories high. So, and I read on like Google Earth somewhere, Google, one website, that Caesar mentioned there were some that are 150 feet high. So I guess I'll divide that. That'll tell me how high it is for a story. And then he mentioned another one. There was a siege tower that was destroyed to the 3rd floor, so there are more than 3. And he mentioned there was a tower he was going to make on a pier that was 4 stories. So he mentioned this mound that he made was 80 feet high, the one that Avaricum. So, yeah, so that's what I get to do today, figure that out, after I read through and get caught up to where I am, or to where Battle of Alesia is, and then start building stuff. It's super interesting to rebuild on Google Earth the Gallic Wars, because he gives so much detail, like more detail on this book than anything. So it's you can rebuild like all of it. He said that when the Romans were sieging Avaricum, the Vercingetorix's army was camped 15 miles away in a swamp. So I found what looked like to be a swamp in the northwest, and put his camp there and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And he said what the Gallic army of 10,000 changed their minds because their leaders were bribed 30 miles from from Gergovia. So I'm yawning a lot. I bought some weed a couple days ago. Not that I've had a relapse on the weed. It was just a little bit, just to I don't know, give a perspective. I went 2 months, more than 2 months. So then I'll do like 3 or 4 days smoking it, and then I will stop smoking again. It was just to, because I'm working on something. The Gallic Wars that are so detailed and there's so much to think about. I don't know. Sometimes makes me feel like it actually increases my intelligence, makes me think things better. And well, at least I noticed some misunderstandings I had about what I read when I was sober. So it's not like I'm that much smarter. But yeah, it's harder to track when you're stoned. But it's definitely interesting. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do today. Yesterday I had to, it's kind of slow going sometimes because I have to do catch up stuff. Like I never Google Earth the Alia River. I had to Google Earth that because they're talking about that river, and yeah, I forget that I only Google Earth the really big ones, but there's some kind of other small ones that are big too. And then I had to yesterday Google Earth draw in the Roman provinces at the time of Caesar, which I never did. So, yeah, so I'm learning a lot about Roman war. I didn't know. I forgot about the towers and the ramps and the scale of it. It's all really big. So anyways, yeah, I didn't do my vlog last couple days. I've been just hooked on this. I think I was up until 7 in the morning the night before too. And I didn't even sleep. Didn't even sleep last night. I mean, didn't have a shower last night. I didn't have a shower 2 times, the last 2 times this week. So anyways, that's what I'm up to. It's starting to get colder, which is nice. Makes it cozy inside. I went to my mom's house yesterday and we had dinner. And I dressed up in gloves and a hat. I think I left my gloves there though, so I need to remember when I go back. Man, okay, talk to you tomorrow.